Miley Cyrus offers a hopeful update on her godmother, Dolly Parton, and that single moment at the Avatar Fire and Ash premiere has now become the heartbeat of a story that is stretched across months, stirring emotions, raising questions, and reminding the world why Dolly remains one of the most beloved cultural icons of our time. Miley didn't walk the red carpet looking for a headline, but the moment someone asked about Dolly's health, her entire demeanor shifted into something warm, protective, and deeply reassuring. Her words were simple. She's always going to keep the show going. The show must go on. She's just excited to get back to work. And just like that, fans across the globe exhaled, because if anyone knows Dolly's true condition, it's Miley. And if Miley is optimistic, that optimism carries weight. To understand why this update resonated so deeply, we have to go back to the whirlwind of events that began months earlier. In September, Dolly startled the world when she pulled out of a major scheduled appearance at Dollywood. The reason at first sounded simple: a kidney stone. But stones can be deceptive. What starts as a manageable medical issue can escalate fast, and for Dolly, it did. Complications led to an infection serious enough that her team made the difficult call to cancel travel and postpone appearances. For a woman whose motto has always been love hard, work harder, being forced to stop wasn't just unusual, it was alarming. The real shock came days later when she postponed her highly anticipated 6-show Las Vegas residency. Fans had been buzzing about those shows for months. The residency was more than a concert schedule. It was positioned as a triumphant new era for Dolly, a post-memorial comeback after the heartbreaking loss of her husband, Carl Dean, earlier in the year. With thousands of fans planning to fly to Vegas, hotels booked, outfits picked, and social media countdowns already underway, the postponement felt like an emotional landslide. Suddenly, whispers of, "Is Dolly okay?" turned into a global conversation. But Dolly Parton is not someone who lets rumors define her story. In classic Dolly fashion, warm, candid, humorous, she released a video to reassure the world. She sat before the camera looking as sparkly as ever and said, "I'm not dying." That was the exact line that rippled through the internet, calming some nerves while making others realize just how far speculation had gone. She spoke openly about neglecting her health, something many understood as she continued processing grief. She acknowledged a few problems, but stressed that nothing was catastrophic. She joked, "Do I look sick to you?" And the Dolly charm was unmistakable. Vulnerable, but strong. Hurting, but hopeful. Behind the scenes, her family was deeply concerned. Her sister had posted asking fans to pray for Dolly, something that unintentionally added fuel to the fire. Many people interpreted the request as a sign that Dolly's condition was worsening, but the message was explained later as an expression of love, not alarm. Family prayers are a tradition in the Parton household, and this time was no different. Still, fans felt the tremor. Any mention of health issues in someone nearly 80 years old raises fear, even if that person is Dolly Parton, a woman who seems timeless. In the weeks that followed, updates were scarce. Fans analyzed every hint on social media, from Dolly's absence at events to the quiet tone of her official pages. People reminisced about her decades-long career, sharing memories of her concerts, her charity work, her films, and her influence. For many, Dolly isn't just a celebrity, she's a symbol of kindness, resilience, and joy. The idea of her struggling felt personal. But slowly, glimpses of hope began to appear. Reports emerged that Dolly was recovering well at home. She was resting, surrounded by family, and keeping her spirits high. One detail that particularly warmed hearts was that she had begun decorating for the holidays. If there's ever been a sign that someone is feeling better, it's the desire to put up lights, trees, garlands, and sparkle, especially for Dolly, who practically invented sparkle. Then Miley's update arrived, not through a press release, not through a carefully polished statement, but naturally, during a conversation on the red carpet. Her confidence, her smile, and the affection in her voice reassured fans in a way no spokesperson ever could. Miley and Dolly share a unique bond, one part family, one part mentorship, one part genuine friendship. Dolly has guided Miley through the chaos of fame, stood by her during reinventions, and cheered her on during her personal and professional evolutions. So when Miley says Dolly is excited to get back to work, it isn't public relations optimism, it's truth from someone close enough to know. Fans reacted instantly. Social media lit up with relief, love, and celebration. Some shared stories of how Dolly's music helped them through heartbreak, illness, or difficult times. Others posted clips of her most iconic performances, pointing out that even in her late 70s, her presence remained unmatched. Many simply posted messages like, "Get well soon, Queen," and "The world still needs your light." The outpouring wasn't just supportive, it was emotional, heartfelt, almost protective. People weren't just hoping Dolly would recover, they were reminding her she wasn't alone. But what makes this moment even more powerful is the legacy behind it. Dolly Parton has given the world more than music. Her imagination library has delivered millions of free books to children. Her philanthropy has rebuilt communities. She donated to vaccine research when the world needed hope. She has remained a constant source of humor, honesty, humility, and glitter, lots of glitter, and through it all, she has carried herself with unmatched grace. Her postponed Vegas residency, now rescheduled for September 2026, stands as a symbol of that unwavering spirit. She didn't cancel, she didn't retreat, she simply paused, because even legends need time to heal. And Dolly, above all, believes in giving her audience the best of herself. She won't step on stage until she knows she can give everything she has. Meanwhile, her memoir, another highly anticipated project, promises to offer a deeper look at her life, her love for Carl, her struggles, her triumphs, and her endless reinvention. For fans eager to connect with Dolly during her recovery, the memoir is expected to become a treasured piece of her legacy. As the months go by, the message remains clear. Dolly Parton is healing. She is hopeful. She is surrounded by love, from family, from friends, from fans around the world. And according to Miley Cyrus, she is already looking forward to stepping back into the spotlight. That resilience, that fire, that unshakable spirit is exactly why people call her a national treasure. So as we wait for Dolly's grand return, we hold on to the truth that Miley reminded us of. The show must go on, and Dolly absolutely intends to make sure it does. Whether she's decorating her home, writing her memoir, planning her residency, or simply resting with a smile, Dolly is moving forward, one day at a time, one healing moment at a time. And soon enough, she'll be back where she belongs, under the lights, in front of a crowd, radiating joy, humor, talent, and heart. The Queen isn't done. She's just preparing her next chapter.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.